And it says we're live.
Yeah, lies. We're a lot more alive than the Iranian Supreme Council right now.
Yeah. Hello, everybody.
We are here to choose a new Ayatollah. What's that ticking?
Yeah.
If you would like to keep the air conditioning running because it's 86 damn degrees out there, donate to Ko-fi.com, the blanket fort.
Yesterday it was 65 or maybe 66.
64.
But today,
Yeah, it's
No
80.
kidding. No kidding. So donate here. If you like coffee, much like Iranians like coffee,
Yeah.
King Harv's Imperial Coffees at www.kingharv.com. Great coffees. They don't have a smoky Tehran yet, but I'm pretty sure that's coming. Among the Leaves Tees, tinyurl.com/Among the Leaves Tees. If you like sassy t-shirts, contact him. Let Among the Leaves and King Harv's, you order from them, let them know you heard about it from us.
And if you're watching this later, remember that it takes 24 hours for the chat stream to populate. So, anyway,
Today's score in the World Whack-A-Mole Championships, apparently the Supreme Council of Elders, that's not the actual name, but it's close enough.
Yeah.
Who is under Mullah law, the only people allowed to choose a new Grand Supreme Leader, or in Quam, picking said leader, and in the middle of picking, got amidshipped by a general bomb unit.
Yeah. Yeah, the one that's cracking me up though is the sky is missing pixels.
Yes.
Why?
I posted a meme that made Rita roll her eyes at me, which is always a good time. It's William Dafoe from some movie that I don't know that I've seen, where he's looking upwards in shock, and he's wearing a turban. And the meme is when your ball's deep in a goat and the sky starts missing pixels.
Yeah.
That's gonna get me a follow. God, yes, here we go.
Yeah. Well, to bring you up to speed a little bit on the rest of the world stuff, a couple more countries have been added to the shit list today. One being England, again.
Oh, the American shit list, not my shit
Yeah.
list. My shit list is long and complex.
Yeah. London, especially Keir Starmer, because of Diego Garcia.
Steer farmer.
The Brits would not allow the Americans to use the base. And the Mauritanians, who claim they now own it, were in fact reporting all takeoffs and landings to Russia and China.
That's not a shock.
So no real surprise there. But
you can deny us landing there as long as we let you deny us landing
Yeah.
there, because I'm here to tell you, I'm feeling a little chesty today. I have been involved with morons today, and I'm feeling a little pugnacious.
also, Lloyd's of London has stopped any kind of insurance on any ships in the Middle East. So no war insurance, no nothing.
Oh,
Now, Lloyd's of London controls most of the insurance in the world through a lot of it through what they call the maritime side. However, since the U.S. has started throttling the intelligence that England is getting, and by the way, MI6 was basically across the street from Lloyd's office, they were feeding insurance people the intelligence. Well, they no longer have access to it, so they no longer have a clue as to what is actually going on. So they cannot set rates that make sense and make Lloyd's money. So they have dropped all of the wartime insurance. Now, what the U.S. has done is basically said, yeah, differs. You're right.
what the U.S. is doing is turning the Iranian Navy into the next Persian Gulf coral reef.
Yeah. But the other thing that's interesting is the U.S. military has said anybody that would like an escort through the Straits of Hormuz, we will provide.
I did not realize the Coast Guard was in the Persian Gulf.
yeah. Oh, yeah.
Apparently, Coast Guard's doing a little white boat show up to escort you. Really?
The little white
love
boat
the
is a
Coast
Weehawk, which is armed
Oh yeah.
and does have other interesting capabilities.
I was again being pugnacious today because there's a bunch of morons out there that really shouldn't challenge me on some stuff. Just watching this video, it's like that's all. It's either AI or old footage. It's obviously from the East Coast because that's a Coast Guard cutter. But damned, there's
Yeah.
a Coast Guard presence in the Persian Gulf.
Yep. The other one is Spain, because the premier, whatever the frick he is, said that U.S. assets could not land in Spain if they were going to Iran. Well, guess what? Trump came out today and said the
Dumbasses.
U.S. will no longer deal with Spain. They will no longer import or export anything to Spain.
That sucks to be you. Which really sucks because some of Rita's favorite jewelry comes from Spain.
Yeah.
I know because you just paid for some of it.
Yes, Rick, a few of your old buddies got to fire war shots.
Everybody's firing war shots.
And the interesting part is when everybody shows up to reload, and the SEMAs and the folks in Bangor and a few other places are going to be going, holy shit, we're going to have to work for a change.
So anyway, there are a bunch of people out there ought to know better. And I don't know the schooling is stuck. Probably won't. But watching the bystanders while I break my foot off in some idiot asses has been interesting. Matt Walsh needs to crawl back under a rock somewhere.
Yeah.
That dumbass decided to very piously declare, conservatives, nobody's been calling for war with Iran or strikes Iran. What's this 47-year war you're talking about?
What?
Yeah.
I have not
Young
read
and
any of his crap.
uneducated.
Yeah.
Young and uneducated.
Well, he shouldn't have walked into that one.
Somebody tagged him when I shared your post about the overview of the history with Iran. I
Oh,
shared
that's
your
why he's Christian.
Substack. I shared that on my X, and somebody tagged him. I have no idea if he saw it because he's a huge thing and I'm not. But I was amused that somebody had.
Apparently, the number of people that see my Substack secondhand is quite a bit larger than I thought. Apparently,
Yeah, Steve, he was quoting narrative talking points just
Oh, yeah.
like they always do.
Yeah.
I swear to God, they get them in an email every morning.
Well, Larry
They used to get them by fax.
Larry was saying that Larry Correa posted this great, huge thing about Iran, like Larry does. He said you could go down and see when they all got their 1953 talking points, and don't go there with me.
Yeah.
Okay, first off, we're going there. Everybody that says that the United States CIA overthrew that assumes the CIA is competent. That's a bad assumption. Second, it was 1953. Okay. Let's go back. Kim Roosevelt.
Hell, I'm just going to sit back and watch this one.
Kim Roosevelt was in the CIA, and he was a romantic for the grand game back in the bad old days. And he was really good at pumping himself up. I'll give you an example. Do you know how he got into Iran for the whole 1953 thing? He paid natives to smuggle him across the border in 1953. There were flights to Paris every day. He could have picked up a passport somewhere and walked off the plane in the Tehran airport with a lot less hullabaloo than being snuck over the border with a couple of natives who no doubt ran their mouths as soon as this crazy American who paid us in gold to sneak him across the border. Why? We don't know. Dumbass American.
Yeah.
Eisenhower used to read Roosevelt's reports, and by the way, Iran was the only one of his operations was successful. But Eisenhower referred to Kim Roosevelt's reports as dime store novels.
Yeah.
Do you want to know what happened? Okay, first off, when the last Shah, there were about 73 prime ministers. And the law at the time was the Shah said, you are the prime minister. And then the Iranian parliament would go, okay, we're good with that. And then sometimes say, we're not good with it, prime minister anyway. There were like 73 that I think 2 of them got assassinated. One of them got deposed by the Ayatollah. But the shortest reign of an Iranian prime minister at that time was 24 days. They was like 90. So this guy gets in. He starts pissing off the Shah. And like 71 of it or 70 of his buddies, the Shah kicked him to the curb. Here's Kim Roosevelt, who, I might add, did not speak Arabic and did not speak Farsi. He's chief of Iran, but he doesn't speak fucking Farsi. He's running around Tehran with his cloak and dagger, making an idiot out of himself. And when the natural state of things in Iran comes to pass, he claims credit for it. And because it was a really great narrative, a whole bunch of Americans who should have known better ran with that narrative. The CIA didn't overthrow shit. They were,
Mary Sue.
oh yeah, big time Marty Stu. The CIA was 6 years old, didn't even have a proper HQ yet. They send this guy who can't quite measure up to his dad, so he inflates his ego a bit. Doesn't speak Farsi, doesn't speak Arabic, into Iran. How does he get there? He sneaks over the border by handing gold to a couple of goat herders.
Well, I still question whether he was even ever sent there.
Oh, he was definitely there.
He was there.
Was he sent? That's
Yeah. But the real question is, was he sent there? And I really don't think he was.
There are a lot of folks that think that he went there of his own volition to stir shit up. But again, he didn't speak the local language. He had to have an interpreter to talk to the goat herds that snuck him across the border when he could have bought a fucking plane ticket using a forged passport. Wasn't difficult in 1953, I might add. And just flown in as Monsieur Lenumnuts got off the plane in Tehran and stuck around with his cloak and dagger there. Fucking CIA, it ain't competent.
And the credit, quote unquote, that we see today given to the CIA for the locations of not only Khomeini, but also of the mullahs. That's not CIA.
It's not CIA. It's Mossad. And if there's any American, I'm not saying there's not American intelligence, but I will guarantee you that any American intelligence that may be coming into Tehran is you say so. It ain't the CIA.
Nope. And what we're getting from the Israelis, the CIA may be taking credit for it.
Like they do.
But in actuality, they didn't do shit. Also, we're seeing a lot of people on the left that are blaming us Americans, the American sailors, soldiers, airmen over there, for killing Khomeini and for killing the heads of, or the remaining heads of the mullahs. Neither one of those is true. The decapitation strikes are being done by the Israelis.
The first 24 hours was all Israelis.
Yeah.
Now, the second 24 hours, we brought the heavy guns. But the first 24 hours, the decapitation strikes, Israelis.
But I did see one, and I've only seen it one time. A video the Israeli military provided from one of their strike aircraft when they were hitting Khomeini's compound. And that was not just one aircraft dropping bombs.
They were being thorough.
Yeah, I counted at least 8 explosions in there. So that was 2 aircraft, possibly a third aircraft. There may have been a couple more that were dropped into the cluster that was on the ground. They hit every building in the compound. So the other thing that we're seeing is we're seeing a lot of AI, supposedly pictures from inside their headquarters.
We're also seeing a bunch of stuff that's being claimed to be AI that's not.
Yeah.
Which is odd.
So anything that you see that's supposedly internal, take with a grain of salt.
Oh, yeah.
Now, the other thing,
I will say that some of it might be true because the Iranians they were dumb enough to put stuff on the cloud, and the Israelis will snaffle stuff off the cloud with quickness. But hold off.
72-hour rule applies.
Yeah, my son asked me for news on Iran because he's not in a position to get it right now, and told me that they've gotten information from NPR, which I raised an eyebrow at, and then he said, "No, Navy." I'm pretty sure that's Navy. It's Navy, so probably Navy PR.
Yeah, Navy.
And he's like,
Relations.
he's asking me for news, and I'm looking at this email and going, "My dude, I'm sure that you're getting better than I can provide you."
The boots on the ground, there are American boots on the ground.
Yes.
There you say so. United States Army Intelligence Support Activity. They were created for the express purpose of infiltrating Tehran. They were created in 1980 for the express purpose of infiltrating Tehran. That was their reason for creation. Trust me, they're on the ground. They've got 45 years worth of training that they're not going to let slide. So yeah, they're on the ground. Tehran is USAS's, that is their holy grail. They are not going to be not on the ground. So, but they don't talk.
Yeah, you think Delta Force is quiet? Yeah, Johnny. Both the bad guys and the mainstream media are lying. I agree with Rick on that.
They're the same thing.
Yeah, that's a good point. Yeah. One other thing, and I want to switch subjects slightly here. Supreme Court came down today and said that AI cannot be copyrighted.
That's news because I'll have to look at the details of it because it has been copyrighted. And it should be. Once you have a human input into editing it, then
if you have a human input, yes.
Yeah. Well, the Copyright Office has already said that if there's no human input, that it can't be copyrighted, and that's legit. But it's like what I do.
That was what the lawsuit was about.
Yeah.
Because the guy wanted to copyright stuff that the AI had done. He had not done anything with.
This is the thing, that there have been people that are trying to copyright stuff to the AI, which is ridiculous.
Yep.
But there's always a human input, always. Otherwise, you don't get anything from the AI.
Greg, send me.
Yeah. Anyway, I thought that was rather interesting. How quickly that one came out of the out of SCOTUS.
That is interesting.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'd have to look at the phrasing, but I'm pretty sure that what we're looking at here is another idiot trying to copyright stuff to the AI, which
to make a point.
Well, no,
the first
it's an
attempt.
It's an attempt to do the artificial intelligence thing. So they're trying to make the AI into a person and personhood. And I'm like, that's ridiculous. Yeah. So, but it muddies the waters as far as people who are actually working with the AI as a tool, because then everybody's like, oh, you can't copyright AI art. And I'm like, beg to differ. Yes, you absolutely can.
Yeah.
And there is legal precedent for it. But you have to show that you've actually
done something with it.
Yeah. Which is not that difficult to prove.
Now, the other thing that I found interesting is there was an article, I think yesterday, that Jack Dorsey fired 4,000 people from his company.
Dorsey. He's on Twitter, right?
So
Because he said AI can take over their jobs, so he doesn't need them.
it's a little bit more
Okay.
complicated than that. It's also
Going
that,
down in flames as we speak.
well, it's also that he has two very large companies and he had a lot of redundant stuff. So in combining them, he's eliminating a bunch of jobs. So yes, it's AI, but it's also not just AI that's taking those jobs away.
Yeah, but it does raise some issues in that, all these people that think they're going to have jobs forever in the computer world
Mm-hmm.
are all of a sudden finding out that they're,
Oh, learn to code wasn't such a great piece of career
Yeah.
advice.
but the one thing that AI can't do is service industry.
No. AI can't do service industry. AI actually kind of sucks at anything like that's creative. And we were having this conversation somewhere about even AI art recently, and someone had been trying to get the AI to do a very specific historical piece of kitchen equipment.
Yep.
And I'm like, yeah, sure. But here's something even more basic. You know what the AI art can't do?
Yeah.
Centaurs.
Yeah.
And there are hundreds of years of human artists drawing and painting centaurs. But if you ask an AI to give you a centaur, at least Midjourney, what you get is a guy riding a horse.
Well, I've been messing around with the various engines on Night Cafe. Finally settled on Hydream i1 Fast for an AI engine. And as y'all may have known, for the avatars on Substack, I do anthropomorphic foxes. I'm here to tell you
Yeah.
that is not easy to do.
No, it's not.
Anthropomorphic foxes aren't.
Nope, it's not easy.
I've actually got Hydream beaten down to where it actually gives me almost the same set of foxes. But for the first 6 months, no.
Well, the cool thing is that it learns you, it learns the user.
Yeah.
And this has been something that we've been kind of studying with Midjourney for quite a while now, is realizing that it picks up what the user wants, and you can actually train and personalize your models, which again goes into if you're working with it as a tool long enough, it becomes an extension of your style and your vision. Also, everybody that says AI artist cheating has obviously never tried to get the AI to give you something specific.
Right. And one of the prompts I use Frederick Remington and something else. Boris Vallejo, I think. And oh my God, have you ever seen a Frederick Remington anthropomorphic fox? Has anybody ever seen? No. So I'm not stealing his work because he never did anthropomorphic foxes. There was a engine called Flux Schnell that I had to give up on, because if you put beautiful female anthropomorphic fox, that meant cleavage. It's not what I was looking for.
A lot of the AIs do that, a lot. Which, I mean, if you think about where the AIs came from, because coders tend to be young men and perennially online, the fact that we get a lot of cleavage and somebody was trying to get a couple at their wedding, and the lady in the wedding dress, and he wanted her wedding dress to have a high neck, and he's like, the amount of boob windows I've had to look at.
Yeah.
Right. I dumped Flux Schnell because I could not get it. Hydream i1, when you type in beautiful and female, it softens it, loose hair, softer features, eye makeup. Flux Schnell, boobs. There's cleavage.
Yeah.
That's it.
Tom wins the comments though. AI, 1 million retarded monkeys beating on 1 million defective keyboards.
That's the internet as a whole.
Yeah.
I've been arguing with 1 million retarded monkeys all morning. Do not decide that you want to debate Iran with me.
Yeah.
You better come prepared. Do your research. We've never been at war with Iran.
No bullshit.
And Tucker Karlovich, yeah, that him and Candace Owens and Matt Walsh are some of the biggest disappointments. Seriously,
they have definitely lost.
do they have syphilis?
I don't know.
They've got the albino brain sugars. I don't know. They got something. Those three
Somebody's paying them.
are retarded.
And at this point, they're kind of desperate because they either have to gain legitimacy or they become known for what they are.
Yeah.
And I think that has already passed. Of it is known what they are.
Yeah. Yes. Iran's not a direct threat. Seriously. Well, I didn't mean that way.
Yeah,
They've killed over 1,000 Americans. How much more direct could you get?
Yeah.
They've conducted operations to kill people on U.S. soil. The Quds Force were the ones that blinded, what's that moron, the Satanic Verses? Salman Rushdie.
Yeah.
They blinded him in a knife attack in New York.
City.
A Quds Force strike team attacked. They wound somebody up, sent him in New York City, cost him his eye in a knife attack.
There was the woman that they blinded with acid up there in New York City too, which was the same thing.
Been multiple attacks on U.S. soil. How much more of a direct enemy do you have to be? Several thousand Americans dead or injured. There's 183 U.S. Marines. I think it's 183 U.S. Marines would like to talk to you about being a direct threat.
Yeah. Beirut, 1987?
83.
83.
It wasn't 87 because
Navy and Marines. Yeah. Yeah. Follow the money, Greg. As always, follow the money.
and the brain rot.
I swear, she's sitting over here drawing a drumstick, and I'm drooling. It looks like a drumstick from this angle.
It looks a bit like a turkey drumstick. However, if you turn it upside down, that's a turkey drumstick.
It's obviously a bear now that I see it
Turkey
upside up.
Turkey drumstick.
It's hard to tell. Yes, I get that, and I'm slowly building up layers, so it's going from shapeless blobs to it looks like a thing.
It was not a shapeless blob to start with. I looked at that and went, drumstick.
No, that's a turkey drumstick.
And now she's sitting there doing a face palm going, why did I even start this?
All of the EFPs, starting in 2005, the ROGC set up factories to make a rather sophisticated Russian-designed explosive form penetrator. They built these by the hundreds, trained Iraqi militias to use them, and sent them into Iraq to attack Americans. Several hundred Americans dead or injured due to Iranian-produced and Iranian-trained mines. They have caused so much misery throughout the world. They are an indirect reason why we are hip deep in Somalians in Minnesota. It's because of the Iranians. No. What we're doing in Iran is more than justified. The Iranian people are quite happy about it.
All over the world, they're quite happy.
And if you are busy drinking your triple shot soy milk latte from Starbucks and you've never been out of your suburb, and
how many of them are there?
And your bleach blonde manager, I need to see the manager haircut, is blowing in the wind, don't tell Iranian experts and Iranian people how things are. Okay? Just don't. just, some of us spent a great part of our lives preparing to go into Iran. Do not lecture those people from your ivory tower of Chardonnay.
One, you don't know what the fuck you're talking about. And two, we've lost too many people. We lost another 6 in Kuwait
Yeah.
in a pop-up. Well, what the term is a pop-up TOC, Tactical Operations Center. And since we have not heard anything, I'm afraid that it may be one of the ones that I helped design many years ago. Because that system works very well and has been expanded over the years, but it's still staffed by Navy people.
Yeah. Oh, by the way, yes, Kuwait had a blue on blue, shot down 3 F-15s. They've admitted it. They've apologized for it. And shit happens.
And we still do not know the details
It's
about
war.
why it happened.
Yeah, it's war. Shit happens.
Well, shit happens, but there are also a shit ton of procedures to prevent that from happening. Now, the question is, who screwed up?
Yeah.
And how did they screw up? And which procedure or procedures, plural, got violated?
All of them. It's Kuwaitis. They, inshallah, pulled the trigger.
I'm not so sure of that. Because they did manage to shoot down 2 Iranian birds. And how they got airborne, I don't know. The other thing that I'm finding absolutely hilarious is the one-way drones that the U.S. is using.
They stole, reverse engineered, stole from the Iranians.
Yeah. Yeah. They are basically copies of the Shahed drone.
Reverse engineered and improved copies. Unlike China, our copies are improved.
Yeah. And they can be fired from multiple places, including ships.
Wrong IFF codes were published for insert in
I'm not going to say anything in public.
Possibly.
Yeah, we stole them, and but we didn't steal them. We acquired them.
We found one in a field in Ukraine.
Yeah.
And the Ukrainians said, "Hey, well, you want this?" And we said yes. And then we took it apart and put it back together better.
There are one of the things that we did see. Nah, never mind.
One of the things that I find interesting is the everybody is talking about the failure of the Chinese air defense, and they did. Yeah. I've got a meme somewhere that's got this Chinese air defense radar, and it says instructions: if not on fire, there are no stealth aircraft in the area. If on fire, there are definitely stealth aircraft in the area. But nobody's talking about the Russian S-400, their best. We're all over Tehran, and also, but the media is not talking about the Russian failures. They're just talking about the Chinese failures.
Well, the Russians, when we went into Syria, we proved that I think it's the AS-300 is basically useless.
Yeah, well, this was the top line S-400 in Tehran. They bought the best. Well, best allegedly.
It's export.
Yeah, well,
so it's not the best.
Allegedly. Well, the Russians told them it was the best.
Yeah.
Charles, our sleeper cells activated in the U.S. I did a post about this yesterday. One, there are sleeper cells here. That is indisputable. There are sleeper cells. However, given the nature of, the Quds Force, in general, they are not big on independent action. First off, to be in the Quds Force, you have to be devoted 12er, which when all you're hiring is fanatics, you don't get the best people. So they took fanatics, put them in there, and then put them on a tight leash. These guys don't take a dump without orders from high. And the folks giving orders are a fine pink mist drifting gently over the Zagros Mountains. Plus, once they get overseas, what we've discovered is they are much better at winding up solitary actors and turning loose. They're not the best in the world at direct action. So what I think, and I could be wrong, and I'm sorry if I'm wrong, we're going to see a minor blip in Islamist terror activity as they wind up people. But when you send frothing Islamist idiots to the States and they try to hide in the Iranian neighborhoods, they stick out like a sore thumb. And the Iranians will stitch them out with quickness. If they try to hide somewhere else, they're frothing 12 fanatic idiots. They stick out like a sore thumb. There are some, they're roaming around. There's going to be some damage, but, and I hate to say this, I really do. This sounds terrible, but it'll be the minor damage of mass shootings rather than strategic strikes. And it sounds bad.
They are going to go after malls, schools, anywhere that's a gun-free zone. Because yes, they are fanatics. They want to generate as much terror as they can.
Yeah.
They're not going to go against anybody that can shoot back.
No. Well, and they could be used a lot, and I'm not going to say how, but they could strategically, supercells can be used really, really effectively.
Yeah.
I'm not going to discuss how, but that they're not smart enough. They don't have the initiative. They'll find what they're doing is finding idiots like that one guy in Austin, winding him up and turning loose. There may or may not have been a quads force sleeper cell that wound him up, turn him loose. They'll find another one, wind them up, and turn them loose, and they'll get caught sooner or later.
Yeah, RK, it's Austin to start with. That's one reason that it's too soon to determine what he was doing. But if you saw the pictures, the sweatshirt he had on,
property of Allah,
the T-shirt that he had on,
which was the Iranian Republic, the regime flag.
Yeah, RGC flag. That's a cue right there.
One of the things that the QF Quads Force does is they train. They run summer camps for budding young terrorists. If you're in the Middle East, the training camps are in Iran. If you're in Africa, say Senegal, they have camps in the Sudan where they do the training. And I would really like to find out if he had a brief summer vacation with Sudan some time ago.
Yeah, now, John, you're exactly right. The government has a policy going way back of not calling terrorist attacks, because they don't want to upset.
They don't want to panic people.
John Q. Public.
They don't want to panic people. And I understand the inclination. Don't agree with it, but I understand where they're coming from.
Well, the other thing with not calling them terrorist attacks is if they're terrorist attacks trying to get attention for their cause,
you just
not calling them out means that you suck that attention away from them.
So what am I doing about it? That's one biggest question I've been asked. Well, if you think they're here, what are you doing about it? It's business as usual. I'm running a little heavier loadout. I don't want to have to change magazines. I'm running a little bit heavier loadout, but that's about it. Go about your business as usual, folks. If you have to change everything and hide in your garage and all this, they've won.
Yeah, carry a reload. Yeah.
Oh, I do, but I'd rather have 17 rounds, not have to reload.
Yeah.
But don't change what you're doing. They've won.
Yeah. The other thing I would say is, if you were in condition white, get out of it.
Should have been there to begin with.
Yeah.
Am I going to carry a gun? Yes, but I do anyway.
Yeah.
Am I not going to go to soft targets? I don't anyway. I'm not changing what I'm doing, guys. Don't change what you're doing. If you do, they win.
Yeah. Cracker Barrel last night, I went and had dinner. And I noticed there were 4 other people in there that were carrying.
Yep.
And I'm not going to say any of us was that young, but
I was the youngest one carrying there.
well, I wasn't counting you. That's 5. But that old boy with a cowboy hat and a white hair.
I had in 1911.
Yeah.
Dish of white, you're a loot drop.
So keep your head on a swivel. And here again, don't go to stupid places, do stupid things.
With stupid people.
Yeah.
That's stupid times.
And the other thing about the reason that these religious fanatics will pop out, especially in an Iranian neighborhood, is you have to remember Iranians are not Muslim. That is not their religion. They have had Shia Muslim forced down their throats.
There's a
Persian is what they actually are.
which are they're not
They're Zoroastrians.
yeah, they're not Arabs. They're not Arabs. But the mainstream media will tell you that they're 99% Shia. That's because in 12 verse Shia, if you're not, you get your head cut off. So if I was in Iran right now, I'd swear to God I was Muslim too. Don't want my head cut off.
Yeah, Rick, I haven't been to a movie theater in 15, 16 years.
Reed and I went to one. Marked the exit. I marked where the exit was. Had a sidearm and thoroughly enjoyed ourselves.
Yeah. I just choose not to go.
No, we haven't been in a while, but it was a pleasant date night.
Yeah.
There are a shit ton of Catholics, Maronite Christians, fire cult, because I can't say
Zoroastrians.
fire cultists, Baluchi, who nobody's really sure what their religion is.
Yeah.
The
Baha'i,
Yeah.
who are they talk about being quiet. Baha'i they don't want to get their skulls nailed to a post in Iran because tolerant and all that.
Yeah. Just think back a few years to the Kurdish women who were members of Peshmerga
Oh,
and how afraid the Muslim men were of them.
wouldn't want to get caught by them either.
Yeah.
But yes, there are Muslims in Iran. Yes, it was forced on their throats. There are a shit ton more non-Muslims than the official. I don't know how many, and until they get a secular democratic government in there, we won't. But it won't shock me. It won't shock me to find out that the actual number is less than 50%.
That is interesting, Tip. I didn't realize that.
What's that?
Baha'i group in Louisville.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
There was a Baha'i church in Tok, Alaska when I was
Yeah.
a kid.
Not
It was
kidding.
tiny,
Yeah.
but it was one of, so it's a really small town. And we had 5, maybe 6 churches in town.
Yeah.
And they all cooperated. And I have no idea what the Baha'i religion was and stuff, but when we did communal stuff, they pitched in with us.
I don't know much about it, but apparently the Shia Muslims don't like the Baha'is.
Yeah.
I know they're on the smoke list, whether official or unofficial, or used to be, not anymore in Iran.
Well, that'll make things real interesting if they try to build that Muslim city down there, because that'd be just up the road from them in Louisville.
One of the fun things that we voted on today, I early voted. One of the things that we voted on today was a constitutional amendment banning Sharia law in Texas.
Yeah.
That's going to be fun. I want to see the numbers on that one.
Yeah. I have a strange feeling that one will pass with no problems.
I'm pretty sure it's going to pass. I want to see the numbers. I want to see how bad Houston and DFW and Austin, because they're screaming about Islamophobia on that. So I'm wondering, I want to see the numbers. churches. I like Iranians, I do.
Yeah.
The rural folks,
They're hard workers.
the rural Iranians are a little weird. Insular, a lot like Appalachia.
I was just gonna say, I think that gets said about all
Rural, yeah.
Yeah.
They tend to go the Persian route of insular hillbilly pretty hard. But the Tehranis I've known have been just absolutely splendid people.
Yeah, Todd, you're right. Enemy of my enemy is my enemy's enemy. And that might be a recommendation.
That's the fun part. Okay, good. We're gonna shift focus just a little bit. So the Pakistanis are learning not to fuck around and find out. The thing about that is the Muslims that attacked the U.S. Consulate grounds and got shot to doll rags by the Marines are Shias.
Yeah.
Pakistan is not a Shia country. During the 80s.
Can we say ISI? I know you could.
Oh, he's getting me wound up again. During the 80s, fundamentalist Wahhabism got snuck into Pakistan pretty hard. And it is a seat of fundamentalist, and when I say fundamentalist Wahhabist Islam, and that's very Sunni, is in Pakistan. And the Wahhabists and the Twelvers, Shias, don't get along. So those Shias that get shot to doll rags are probably going to get beat to death by a whole bunch of frothing Wahhabist fanatics before summer. Hey, baby.
Have fun.
Yeah, remembering that the Paki ISI stabbing, a twitch in my stabbing hand.
Well, I still am laughing at the ISI because they have lost control of
everything.
Taliban.
They've had so many puppet strings going, and they've lost control of everything. It's been great.
I still think that India contributed to the whole war thing by moving everybody to the border, which forced the Pakis to pull people from their northwestern border with Afghanistan.
Mm-hmm.
And the Taliban went, oh.
Everybody does know the Taliban are a creation of the Paki ISI, right? Everybody does. I've written about this. It's on my Substack. The Taliban are a direct creation of the Pakistani inter-service intelligence. Okay.
Yeah.
The fact that they've lost control of them, it's beautiful.
But by doing that, assuming India did it on purpose, what they have done is kept the ISI and the other Pakis from getting involved with Iran.
Mm-hmm. The Pakis and the ISI and the Quds Force, which are rough analogs, have been like this since '79. If you run up a terrorist group, take a deep sniff. If you got that moldering smell of Sunni, it's Paki ISI behind it. If you got the sharp whiff of contempt, it's Shia, and that would be Quds Force. It's Shia, Sunni. They've been like this since '79.
Okay, now that you finished it, let us see it.
Been at war in Asia. What part of Asia?
Looks much better.
Less like a drumstick.
Still
looks like a drumstick upside down.
Nope, still looks like a drumstick. Been at war with Asia. What part of Asia? Asia is not one contiguous. It's not one contiguous country. We've been at war and off war for that's an entire side of the globe.
Yeah, Shia versus Sunni versus what the hell's the other one? There's 3 sects.
Sufis.
Sufi, yeah.
The Sufis are taking the neck from both sides.
Yeah.
I know, Kermit. I know. Just, but
Yeah. It goes back at least 1,400 years.
oh yeah. Well,
And the real,
as soon as Muhammad turfed off, that's when the whole
Yeah.
the 12ers came later, but
yeah, the Twelvers and Wahhabists are similar but not identical.
yeah, they're one of the 12ers are Shia and the Wahhabis are Sunni.
Random bit of news. Drones have struck the Russian LNG tanker, liquid natural gas,
Yeah.
Mhm.
Arctic Metagaz off the coast of Malta.
Oh boy.
Woo! Did it catch fire, or did they
I'm
just scratch
pretty
the
sure
paint?
it caught fire, yes.
They scratched the paint. That's one thing. If it exploded,
If it catches fire, you are going to see a bevy like you've never
no
seen.
kidding.
Having seen one of those things go up once, no.
Oh my. Indeed.
Yes, Wahhabis are. Holy crap!
Oh yeah, it went up.
The Wahhabis are big kaboom, big bada boom. Yeah, Wahhabi is definitely Saudi. It's a particular brand of Saudi fanaticism.
That is what has kept the Saudi royal family in
Nervous,
power
nervous,
and in power.
Yeah.
Since day two.
nervous.
The Wahhabis are all about control. You gotta remember,
And they're religious fanatics.
yeah, the Saudis are nothing more than Bedouins
Oh, jump Bedouin herders.
that were in the desert 70 years ago. And then they found this black stuff.
And happened to be the one the Americans said, "Hey, is that black stuff yours?" And they went, "Yeah," and got
Yeah.
paid for it.
Yeah. Because my dad went over there in the 1930s.
Mhm.
That's where Aramco started.
Yep. That's another thing about the 1953. It was about oil. Aramco was going great guns, and we owned half the company.
Yeah.
We didn't need Iranian oil. Aramco, the Saudi oil was easier to get anyway.
Yeah. And even today, the number two in Aramco is always an American.
Because Americans don't believe in inshallah maintenance.
True.
I know.
Oh, God.
Franklin, the meme that gives on memeing.
Okay, I find the Franklin memes hilarious because my kids watch the show.
Yeah.
And
That was a show?
it's like a PBS show. Franklin
What?
was a children's show and children's books, I believe, as well.
I
But
did
now
not know that.
now it's a whole meme thing, and I'm hugely amused because 20 years ago, it was one of the shows that I let my kids watch.
Franklin's got game.
Yeah.
Robert Spencer wrote an interesting article about the lack of evidence for existence of Muhammad. Yeah, that's been around for a while.
Yeah.
I can see both. I actually did a paper on Muhammad, and while there's a pretty good chance, there's a better than even chance that he did not actually exist. However, from a psychiatric or sociological standpoint, you can actually see in the writings of the alleged Muhammad, how the person writing it is adapting to situations that were extant during Muhammad's rise. The earlier chapters of the Quran, he's very go along to get along, because he was a tiny little cult that was always in danger of getting his teeth kicked in by a bigger cult. So he was very, live and let live, and all.
Yeah.
That as he got more power, you can see him getting the books get more and more stringent, until he's taken over the entire Arabian Peninsula and he can let the inner moron out. So you can actually read in order and chart the progression of his rise to power, so to speak, which tends to I don't know if it's Muhammad, but it tends to be in my mind, to be a singular author.
Yes. John Van Strype put up a rather interesting one about Trump being death row records. That was absolutely hilarious.
That's great.
And speaking of books, that's live today, isn't it?
It is. And if you would like to donate to the Grey Poupon Fund so that my minions can actually have something on their pasteurized processed cheese food sandwiches, buy this book so we can give them Grey Poupon, buy a case of Grey Poupon packets.
Okay, but also, if you want to support Nick Nethery, you need to buy his novel, The Peace Child.
Peace Child, good
which is
novel.
a historical fantasy, not The Peach Child. There's been a running joke because somebody made a typo, including Jesse Barrett has now made a cover for The Peach Child. I'm about to tell Nick he's got to write me the children's story to go with it. But no, The Peace Child is a historical fantasy by Nick Nethery that's been released today, I think.
Yeah, it's
I think that was
same day as this.
Yes, we had it scheduled on purpose.
Yes,
because,
we're trying to take advantage of this.
yeah.
Pasteurized processed cheese food is not cheap, folks.
And
Also, that's
Larry
spiritual.
Lambert has the third in his Confederate trilogy out today, called the Crow Creek Expedition.
Oh, nice.
Yeah. Now, Larry does his writing is a little different because he goes into a lot of the history, and he uses real people, but he doesn't do a bibliography, even though he's done all the research. Because, as he said, it's fiction.
Yeah. There's a few authors that, even though it's fiction, I would like a bibliography because I can see the research. And
Larry's one of them.
yeah, Larry's one of them. Alma Boykin's another.
Yeah.
I asked John Ringo years ago when I was still in college. I asked about a bibliography for The Last Centurion.
Yeah.
And John responded to me very sadly that it had been lost in a computer crash.
Oh,
I guess I wasn't the only one that wanted it.
Oh,
For those of you that are yelling at me about my books, I'm working on it. I'm working on it.
I have a recent release, as in like a week ago, the last of my Tanager trilogy.
Oh, yes.
Tanager's Fleet is now out. I just published I put up on social media, I had done up a timeline because there's 3 main novels and 2 novellas that are like subsidiary to. And I had several people tell me that they didn't realize they existed. And I was like, oh, I guess I should get better about self-promotion, huh?
You think? Which is one thing we all suck at.
Marketing is hard.
I don't know where the Mercy Lackey thing came from on because she's credited on Amazon. She's not actually in this. It may be a credit from the first one. I don't know, but Mercy Lackey does not have a story.
Yeah, that's an Amazon upload issue.
Yeah.
The sauce package just downloaded.
Sauce packages. Sauce packets. Yes, sauce packets.
Yes, I seriously, John. Wow. Yeah. I put up I did a post about cue the Sarah McLachlan talking about can you imagine the expressions on these adorable little faces when they taste mayonnaise for the first time? Buy this book. Did you know that beating people will give you repetitive stress injuries? I mean, buy this so I can get more ibuprofen. It's the abuse part. We pay an abuse and she sandwiches. And abuse is tearing up my shoulder.
Yes, Ringo let the magic smoke out.
Again.
It happens.
Also, Jesse Barrett's on here. He animated the cover of this, and it's a fantastic animation. If you're on Facebook, where else he put it? Probably everywhere. Jesse did an animation of this cover. It's absolutely fantastic.
Yes, Robert Neal's a historical fiction author, and his fiction, but they were all real events in British history. Yeah, that's one of the things It's also one of the problems about writing historic fiction, which Larry mentioned, because depending on what era you're writing, and he's writing Civil War, it's been researched to death.
Yeah.
So it's hard to, what's the best way to say it, insert
Right.
characters.
Right.
Well, Louis L'Amour and C.S. Forrester were probably the best at
Yeah.
inserting the historical narratives. If you've read the Hornblower series, it is woven in and out of a whole bunch of British Navy historical.
Yeah.
And C.S. Forrester is great at it. And then,
Yeah.
you know, we've talked about Louis L'Amour.
Barbara Touchman is another one. And on that note, folks, buy Ian's books, so he'll shut up. Stop mugging for the camera.
I need Grey Poupon for the pasteurized processed cheese food sandwiches on Wonder Bread that we pay our staff with.
And I have to compliment Cedar, the drawing that we showed you, watercolor. She
The
did the-
turkey leg.
She did the entire thing,
Well,
sitting here
Yeah.
and commenting at the same time.
This is what I do. I draw. It helps me focus.
You know, the difference, men, single track, women, yeah. And on that
I'm
note,
not sure I'm normal even for women. So
you said that. I didn't. I did not say that. Yep.
don't sweat the petty stuff, don't pet the sweaty stuff, folks, and we'll see you Thursday.
Be safe.
Oh, and John Strivant has a new series up. Okay.
ooh, is it live?
It's apparently.
Ooh,
Okay.
all right. I knew he
Damn
was
it,
working
John,
on
you
it.
got to tell me this shit so I can publicize it.
You probably did. And we just missed it.
Yeah, that's possible.